Good morning. Good morning, moms and dads from Hopewell. Hey, I just wanted to get on here. I was up on the rail trail this past weekend, and I just thinking about it. There's a lot of people that aren't out there. I'm just curious. People aren't spending time with their families like they used to, and the reason is, in today's economy, it's gotten to the point with both parents need to work, multiple jobs perhaps sometimes even. And what happens is those jobs actually start to take away from the lifestyle that family wants. What happens is they become, they actually start to live their jobs. They're no longer enjoying the family time because they're faced with the fact that they've got to work, and husband and wives are both working. They're warehousing their children in daycare. Okay, my suggestion. Okay, I've just wanted to put this out there, just inform people. Have you ever thought of joining a network marketing business? Have you ever taken a serious look at them? A lot of people frown on that because of the stigma that was attached to it, because for years, you had these companies and people doing it the wrong way, and network marketing pretty much got a bad rap. But that's all changing now, especially now in a performance-based economy. We all work in a performance-based economy, and what happens is that's why we're all working as much as we are, because it's no longer the old days where you got with a company for 20, 40 years and you just showed up every day and you did just enough not to, hey, how you doing, Robert? You did just enough not to get fired. Well, what happens is now with this performance economy, you've got to perform. And what happens is a lot of people are putting in extra time at work. They're not getting time to spend with their kids and their families. But with these type of companies is what happens is there's beauty in this. Okay, what happens is it's not always about the money either. You can create a nice income for yourself too, but what happens is you're able to leverage some time back. Okay, we are all given 168 hours in a day. Okay, now what you do with them is up to you, but what happens is we're all consumed with it. We end up with more month at the end of the money, and we're constantly trading more time for more money. And what happens is that creates that vicious cycle, and we're not able to spend the time. Hey, Joey, we're not able to spend that time with our kids. You got it. Your kids are only going to be young once. Take the time out and enjoy them. Go to their sporting events, go to their school events, stuff like that. But too many people are caught up in their lifestyle where they can't do it, and they end up warehousing their kids at daycare, childcare. They got sitters, and they're out there working, hustling. And what happens is next thing you know, their kids are going off to college, and they're like, "What happened?" Here's the thing. Network marketing, it may not be for you. It's not for everybody. But what I can tell you is you should take a look at it, because what happens is with these type of companies, you can get started with 4 or 5 hours a week. And that's all I ask for people when they get started. 4 or 5 hours a week, a small commitment. That time, sure, you're going to have to cut back on some of the TV, and that's okay, because that's a waste of time anyway. But what happens is you put a little bit of time in this type of business, okay? We do when we go out. We don't go out to do it. And what's the beauty is a lot of people are under the misconception of what network marketing is, and these home-based businesses. Basically, it's nothing, sharing products, services that we're passionate about with people we know in our network. That's all it is. We're marketing goods and services to people that are in our network. And by marketing, we're not pushing and selling. That's the people of the past. That's not how it's done anymore. All we do is educate people about what's out there. If it's for them, that's great. If it's not, that's okay too. You have to be okay with that. And there's a mindset that goes with this. It's very critical. But what happens is you're out and about. You're already doing network marketing. You went out to a great dinner with your wife this past weekend. You went to this restaurant and it's phenomenal. You get to work on Monday. You talk to everybody at work and you say, "Oh, we went here and it was fantastic." And you gotta order this meal. And you're making that recommendation. You're not getting paid for it. You find gas for $1.59 a gallon. You're telling everybody that gas station's not cutting you a check. The beauty of this is we simply get compensated for making recommendation. That's it. If people do it, they do it. If they don't, they don't. That's fine. But that's how it grows. You get started now. You start 4 to 5 hours a week. Now what happens is as time goes on, you're helping those people. And that's the beauty of this business. In this business, it's not like traditional corporate where the people on the top are holding you down and the people below you are trying to pull you back. What happens in this business is you're going to find there's so many people out there that are keyed on your success. In this business, no one succeeds unless they help other people succeed. So what happens is as you're working with other people, helping them expand their business as well, which in turn is expanding your business. Now what happens is you start to enjoy some of that leveraging. Just like your employer leverages you to show up every day, what happens is as you're building and helping these people build their business, now you're 168 hours a week. Okay, you're applying maybe 4 to 5 hours a week towards your business. But what happens is as you're building, the people on your team are starting to do the same thing and you're working with them to help them get successful. Now what happens is over time, you start to leverage a couple hours a week from a couple of people. In the beginning, it's 5 or 10. 6 months down the road, it's 20 or 30 people that you're leveraging those efforts. Now what happens is with the residual income component, in other words, this income is, you do the work once and you get paid over. As you're building your network and these people are using your services or goods or whatever, it generates an income for the company and that company returns that income to you. So what happens is that income is a residual based income. So now as you're building your business, you're leveraging those hours. Now what happens is you're leveraging, 30, 40, 50 people, an hour here, an hour there. And what happens is you're starting to leverage these people, helping them build their business, but now you're getting your time back because now what happens is that residual income is starting to show up. Now what that residual income is okay, we like to refer to it in the industry, we call it financial freedom. And a lot of people have the misconception that we're talking millions of dollars and stuff like that. No, it doesn't have to be. My financial freedom is not millions of dollars. All my financial freedom is the fact that you have a check that comes in on a monthly basis that will cover your core bills. So it's no longer where your job is you're going out there trading your time for money so you can pay those bills. Now you're going to your job that your core bills are paid for. Now your job could be, fun money. Family fund money. And what happens is you start to create more of a full-time family rather than warehousing your kids in a daycare. What happens is I like to say, when I talk to people, I like to tell them, hey, I give kids their parents back, because that's what this thing does. Now what happens is with these type of businesses, these things are built long term. 5 years goes by and whether you like it or not, and I'm sure as you get older, you're going to understand how quick it goes. But what happens is your kids are coming up to, they're going to be thinking about college, maybe in the next 2 years, maybe in the next 10 years. Okay. And that scares a lot of people. It scared me. I had 2 kids at the same time and it was phone numbers I was paying. But what happens is with these type of businesses, you put this into action now. And by the time they're ready to go to school, you can send them to the college that they want to go to, not one that you can afford. Think about that, because that was scaring me. When my kids were picking colleges, one was a private school up in New England, one was over in Europe. It scared me. How am I going to pay for it? And I'm sure it's scaring you, and you got to realize in this economy, no one has a secure job, Now, with these type of businesses, you can put something in place that now you've got that little safety net. Here's the thing. What if your company shut down in 6 months? What would you do? You're going to be scrambling and you're going to take something that you don't want so you don't miss on that step and start getting behind on bills. But with a safety net like this in place, what happens is it gives you peace of mind. And what happens is these businesses are also a great stress reducer. You reduce that stress, the stress of, the end of the month is coming. Is there going to be more money at the end of the month or more month at the end of the money? What is it? Do you want to live like that for the rest of your life? I mean, do you have anything that's going to get you that change? What we like to call these companies are vehicles of change. That's it. There's all great companies out there. You've got to pick one that you can get behind and you like and has a great product or great service or whatever. But what happens is these vehicles of change give you that ability. You got to realize, unlike a traditional business, it could cost you, just for a small mom and pop thing, it could cost you, $60,000, $70,000 to get off the ground. You want to open up a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks, you're talking, $500,000, $1 million. Do you have that? No. But with network marketing, it provides low barrier of entry for people to get started. And that low barrier of entry will allow you to start to build a lifetime of residual income. It's not a get rich quick. If you think it is, you're in the wrong business. But if you want to put something into effort now that's going to change your future, think about network marketing. There's a lot of great companies out there. Pick one, find one, get the information, ask somebody. I'm sure you've all been talked to by people, but here's the thing. The time is now. I mean, the days of working for a company are gone. It's funny, but you're going to start to see the thing go back to the way it was when the turn of the century, back from the 1899 to 1900. Back then, you realize that 95% of the people were entrepreneurs working for themselves, farmers, blacksmiths, this or that. What happened was over time, that flopped. Now there's about 5% of the people out there that are entrepreneurs and business owners, okay? And you know what's funny? They control about 95% of the wealth of this country. And the reason is because they found a way to leverage the efforts of other people. Now what's happened is, that's changing. It's going back the other way. The days of getting somewhere, it's not going to happen. That's why you see companies like, changing. And McDonald's, I mean, it's no longer, you get a job there. You can't even get a job there. They got an automated kiosk that's doing it. What's happened is these jobs, it's not just that they're not coming back. People are under the assumption when they come back, a lot of these jobs, they're gone forever. Everything's getting shipped overseas. This is something you can set up for yourself. Take the time out. Find a company. If you're interested, I've got a list of a bunch of companies you could check into. The whole thing is go out there, get yourself educated. Take a look at where you are now. Is there anything you have in place that's going to get you from that where you are now to where you would like to be in 5 years? That time's going to go by anyway. I mean, you could look back 5 years from now and say, well, gosh, I got to see every episode of, Dancing with the Stars, or, I don't know, what are some, I don't even watch TV, so I don't know what all these, but you know what I'm saying? What are you going to do? Are you going to be an early adopter? Get in, set something up for yourself. And that's the other thing. This is a skill set that you should be teaching your kids. I recommend to a lot of people, listening to Robert Kiyosaki, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I'm not sure if you're familiar with the series or anything like that, but it's phenomenal. If you message me, I can send you a link to it. It's phenomenal. It talks about learning about, how to build, how to be, business-minded, an entrepreneurial spirit. That's something our school systems aren't teaching. It's something you should really be introducing to your kids as well. Because if that were done years ago in the school system, we probably wouldn't be in the position we are, because there'd be a lot more people out there on their own, in control of their own destiny. I mean, think about it. Do you want to have a full-time family? Would you like to spend more time with your kids? I got to spend, I went to every field hockey game, every soccer game, every ski race. I was there. And what, those moments changed our relationship with my kids too. Because what happens is you were part of their life, more of a part than some stranger at a daycare. I mean, the choice is yours, and this is a business. What's happened is you get a husband and wife, they do these businesses together. It actually draws them together even. It's phenomenal. And the other thing, think of the tax write-offs, the money you're able to write off, legitimate tax write-offs based on the tax code of the IRS. If you're legitimately building one of these businesses, you're a 1099 employee, 1099, okay, which is basically a sole proprietor, a small company. You get the tax write-offs, your mileage, cell phone, part of your office space in your home, your internet. I can't give you the specifics. You got to talk to your tax advisor on that. But ask your tax advisor, if you had a 1099, what that would do for your tax structure. You're talking thousands of dollars a year just for getting started in one of these businesses and actively building it. You got to do something anyway. Have something that you're in control with. So now if you got to change jobs or your company stops, you've got that safety net in place. You're not fearful of losing your home, changing your family structure. Get back to time with your kids. Is getting into the car at 6 o'clock in the morning, putting the key in the ignition, really what you want to be doing every single day, and coming home at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, say hi to the kids, gulp down your dinner, and get to the computer because you got work you got to get done if you want to make that quota? I mean, think about it. Your life's passing you by. It's not going to happen again. It doesn't matter to me because I got started and it's doing well for myself, but I just wanted to put that out there. If you notice, I didn't tell you about my company or anything like that. It's just information. Take the time out. Check it out, Hey, thanks for getting on. Robert, Joey, and Jeff. See you up there. I'm up there all the time on the rail trails, but take care. Have yourself an awesome day. Do me a favor. Leave me a comment below. Direct message me. You can reach me if you go to my website, okay, which brings you to my page. It's workwithtomspeed.com. There's a button there, message. Click message. I can help you out with this if you're interested. But that's my thought. Take a good look at where you're at. Go for it. Set something in place now that's going to change your life. Send your kids to the college they want to go to. Spend a couple of extra vacations. A couple extra vacations a year. People aren't even going away on vacations anymore. Savings, what's that? It's up to you. I mean, it's the sky's the limit. You determine what you want, and it's all by helping people. But take care. Have yourself an awesome day. Look forward to meeting you. Bye.